Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to build the next section of the homepage, which is this split banner component. Now there are two of them, so what I'm going to do is create a reusable component for this so that it will take in a image as a prop. It will also take a heading as a prop and some subtext as a prop. So let's begin. In my components folder, I'm going to create a new folder and name this one split banner. I want it to be in my components folder. So now the header is separate and the split banner is separate. I'm going to create an index.js file, rfce, name this one split banner, and I'm going to say h1 split banner just to see if I can see it on the rendering on the page. So all I need to do now is go into my index.js. After the main banner container, there is a little space. So I'm just going to put a line break in there as well. So put a line break in and then render out the split banner from the split banner component. Now if I save all, I should have it displaying on the page. So now if I go back into my split banner, again, I want to name this as the container. I want to create the styles file. So import styled from styled components. Now we want to export const container equals styled dot div like so. Now if I add the content within my split banner, what it's going to have is a image. So I'm going to do a normal image. The reason why is if I copy this image address and paste it in, it is already a WebP format. Now this alt would be the cooler, like so. But what I essentially want to do is I want to pass these down from the homepage index.js file as props. So what I want to happen is I want to destructure props within my split banner because there's going to be two banners. So if I pass down the image as the first prop, I pass down the heading as the second prop and the subtext as the third prop. Now I can render out the two components and pass down different props. So the split banner would have the prop of image equal to a string, which I got from this URL. Delete this. It will also have a heading. So heading equal to a string again. So Cupid's cooler, copy that, paste it in and close. And then the subtext, which will also be a string, which is this, copy and paste like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to these double quotes like so, and then the same here, and close off the subheading. So now if I go back to my split banner now, I'm getting the image, I'm getting the heading and the subtext. So I am going to render out the image. So the source is equal to the image being passed down from the props. The heading, so I am going to render a h1 which has the heading inside as the prop, and I am also going to have a p tag which is going to render out the subtext. So now if I save everything and go back to my local file, I need to also import the container from my styles like so and save. So now I have the image getting rendered, which I am passing down from my home component, and I am also getting the heading and the text being rendered as well. So now it's just a case of styling this out. So what I will do, I will have two sections, a section for the image, so an image container, and within the image container, I'm going to put the image inside, and then I'm going to also render out a text container. I need to change this to a capital. And then what I'm going to do is render the heading and subtext within there. And then we also need to import these from the styles file, and also in the styles file create the div elements for them. Now I have created all the divs within there, so what I need to do now is in my container, give my container a display of recs, which would put them into the same row, align the items, centrally, like so. I am also going to give a font size to all children within this container, so it will be 1.2 rem and save. So that splits it out. I'm going to give it a line height of 24 pixels to space that out. I've got a background color already and save. So now the container itself will have a background color. I want to give it a max width, as it is on the website, of 1200 pixels. It has a little bit of space on the top, so I'm going to give it a margin top to extend that space of 50 pixels. And if I save, now what I need to do is in my image container and my text container, give them both a width of 50%, like so. Do that across. So now that is split evenly. I also want to give the image a min height of 512 px. So it can't go any smaller than that height. And the image is stretching out of its container. I want to give it a position of relative. And now I can style the image. So I want to give the image a height of 100%, a width of 100%, an object fit of contain. So it's going to contain the image within the 100% width and height of the 50% container. So now what we need to do is, because the position of its container is relative, the position of the image within the container, it needs to be absolute. So it will only stay within that fixed 50%. So now if I save, the image now is exactly within the 50%. Now going on to the text container, I've got the width the same. I also need the same min height. If I copy that and place the min height as 512 pixels, I need to justify the content of the container also as center. Now for the text container, what I need to do is place this within the middle of this div. So I'm going to use display grid this time and place the items in the center. So if I save, now they are placed centrally. I also need to style the div within there. So what I need to do is go back to my split banner, add a div inside and render these two within the div. So now they are wrapped together in one. Now to style the div, all I need to do is give it a padding and a max width, which I have already defined. So a padding of top and bottom of 0 and 30 pixels for the left and the right, and then a max width for this container of text of 500 pixels. So if I save now, that should all be squashed together. All I need to do now is, instead of object fit contain, I want to cover the entire parent element that it's contained within. So if I save now, the image will be now stretched to its max available width. And all I need to do is go back into my home page and do the exact same thing again. Control C and paste and save. So now I have two similar elements. All I need to do is change the title on the heading for this one, copy the image address. Again, it's in WebP format, so that's good for Next.js. I'll copy that. Description. So if I save everything now and go back to my local host, so now I have two reusable components. Now what I want to do is I want to display this one on the right and keep this one the same. So like we have done previously, we're going to do some conditional styling where we pass down props down to the styles. So what I need to do is go into my index file, pass down another prop. So I want to do it in the second one, name that reverse banner, like so. So now I have access to another prop in my props on split banner. If I just quickly console log the reverse banner to see what I get back, I'll save all, go into my console. So now I am getting back undefined first because I haven't passed it down to this render of the component, and then I am getting true on the second render. So all I need to do now is pass it down into my component. So I'm going to call this style reverse, which is equal to reverse banner, like so. And then when I go into my styles file in my container, if I give it a flex direction and access my props once again, So with my props, if props.reverse is true, then I want to give the flex direction of row reverse. Otherwise, give it a flex direction of row. And if I now save all, it now splits. As you can see, we now have one conditionally styled to row because it is not true. Props.reverse is not true within this component, but within the second component of the split banner, it is true. So therefore, props.row reverse, the styling gets added on for this one. In the next video, I'm going to add the footer, and then we're going to move on to the locations page after that.